Let's get cozy and colour together. Today we've got Cozy Cuties by Coco Wyo, very spring coded. For the markers, we've got these Ohuhu markers. This is the 216 brush and tip. This is the page that you voted for today's colouring vlog. Unfortunately, it did fall out of the book, so I'm just placing it on top here. I did mention in the last video that I wanted to do these trees as cherry blossoms, so that's what we're starting with. I've got R21, R9, R200 and RP6. I'll be starting with R21 for the base. If you know me, you know I absolutely adore the colour pink, so I'm really happy that it gets to be such a central feature for this colouring page. And similar to the last video, I haven't really planned out today's colour palette. I'm kind of just going with the flow and seeing what works. Lastly, we have RP6, which is a lot more of like a vivid pink. So I'm going to use this just to really pack it down where I want it to look a bit more shaded. And then it'll be a lot more sparse where I want it to look a little bit more highlighted. I'm going to add some details to the tree. So now for the tree, I've got YR2, YR5, EO60 and Y12. So starting with YR2. For today's question of the video, I wanted to know, are you into any other cozy hobbies besides colouring? For me, it's always been reading. Ever since I was younger, me and my sister would always go to the library, and that sort of just carried on into adulthood. I love romances, especially like sweet small town romances. I'm going to use the same colours again to do this part of the bridge here. So I'm starting with YR2 and going all along. Moving on to the water, I've got BO30, BO50 and PB7. I'm going to start with BO30. And I'm using BO50. I'm gonna take that further out. I'm adding PB7. This, just to make the water look more watery. I might just make it a little bit harsher in the middle. I'm going in with B30 just for some of the shadows in the water, since I will be using it in the sky. I've got B350. I'm thinking of taking that water effect a tiny step further. I've got GY172, G440, G420 for the frog and the lily pads in the pond. So I'm starting with maybe GY172. And then I've got G420. I've got G440. Then I've got G8 for some of the frog details and the lily pad details as well. I'm just adding some little outlines and where the shadows are. For our little duckies, I've got Y3 and Y2, starting with Y3. And this other little ducky up here. For the other little characters, I've got YR240, YR260 and YR2, starting with YR260 and YR2. And then YR2 for some shadows. YR5, just to make the shadows a bit deeper. For the next little character, we've got YR240, YR260 for some shadows on that little character. I'm using R9, and a little touch that I love doing is just adding a little pink cheek, using this little duck in the pond. I've got VO20 for some of the little details. I'm using P3 just to add some shadows around those areas. Add some polka dots. YR240. For the grass, we've got GY4, GY3, G170 and G190. I'm starting with GY4. We're doing G170 for the middle patch of grass. G190. GY4 at the back. Now that I'm doing this, I'm really tempted to add a tiny little bit of it to some of the foreground. So we've got the rocks, the flowers and the sky left for us to do R21 and R9, starting with R21. RP6 and just do a few little dots. I'll use R9 for the little lotus. We've got B030, B050, PB7, then B340, B350 and V370. So this looks like quite a lot, but I'm starting with a gradient of blues, followed by a gradient of purples, like purpley blues for the sky. The white marker to get some sparkles in the sky, and then some more starry ones as well. The darkest purple, which is V370, and just do it around the edge of the pond. And the lightest blue. This colour here that I don't really know how to pronounce, but that's Cool Grey 2.0 I think, and then BG050 and BG070. So just going in this order, I'm going to start with the rock. this is our final page. Thank you so much for coloring along with me. I hope that you enjoyed this cozy little coloring session as much as I did, and I'll definitely keep more of these coming up for you guys. I've been having so much fun making these. I love you guys all so much, and I'm so thankful for all your support and encouragement. I'll show you guys the next coloring page that you voted for, and hopefully they don't keep falling out. Also, this is the one we did last video. This is the next page that you guys voted for us to do. Make sure to subscribe and turn your notifications on so you don't miss our next upload, and I'll see you then. Bye. Okay, we'll have a little solo moment for this page. Me trying to do a cute little setup. Okay, I'll put these away.